Hi, y'all. Um, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Um, for those of you who do not know me, hi, I'm Daisy Taylor. I am 25. I'm a Gemini with a Virgo rising and a almost said Capricorn moon. Cancer moon. I have a Cancer moon. The full moon is in Capricorn today. Not relevant. I'm an adult film actress. And I woke up this morning feeling really spicy and really ready to talk about my feelings, to rant and rave about my personal struggles that I've had with the adult industry. I actually recorded a video yesterday, but it was long as shit. My cat is trying to get in. Hi. Hi. Okay, anyways, yeah, I filmed a video yesterday and it was long as shit. So yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and to rant and rave a bit about my personal struggles with the adult industry and to give some reasons why I ultimately wouldn't recommend just anyone to jump into the adult industry, the adult world. Okay, so for a little brief intro, for anyone who doesn't know me or has not really followed my career, like I said, hi, I'm Daisy. I'm an adult film actress. I'm a trans woman. I'm 25. I'm living, loving, and laughing. I've gotten to do very, very cool things from the beginning of my career. I am okay. I don't want this to. I'm proud of the shit that I've done. I don't want me listing off accomplishments to come across as like narcissistic or like I'm like, I'm just proud, and I feel like it's context. I am currently and have been for a couple years. I'm Pornhub's #1 trans model. I was Pornhub's first trans ambassador. I was Trans Angel's first contract star. I was also the first star to write and direct their own scene on Trans Angels, as well as I was the first trans woman on Brazzers. So I've got to do some really cool shit. I've been lucky to win some awards and I've gotten to travel to a couple places. I mean, one of the things that I think I'm probably most grateful for out of my career has been something that happened not even directly involved with it. Getting to do the Andrew Schultz podcast, getting to go on Flagrant and hang out with the guys and have them talk about my life. That's one of the coolest fucking things I've ever done. And honestly, I think I'll probably do a video talking about my experience about that. But that's not right here. I've gotten to do a lot of really, really cool things in my career, and I've been able to, make different stuff happen. I've been able to, I think, make a little bit of a change. I've been in the adult industry for 6 years now. I started in the end of 2018, and here I am now, kicking and living. And I've been a little on and off here and there, but I'm still here. I feel like it'd be good to start with some pros and some cons. So I'm gonna start with the pros because I feel like cons is really gonna be like the majority of the video. Some pros. For anyone who is looking into or thinking about possibly doing adult work, OnlyFans, studio adult films, I would say there are definitely some positives. So starting out with, obviously, the most obvious thing, you get paid to have sex. For some people, that is really, really easy and exciting. For others, it's not. You also definitely get to, depending on, how much you work or how much you're motivated to work, you can travel to different places. You can go, experience different things. That's very, very cool. Not to mention, you are able to be in control of your own finances, especially if you do OnlyFans. You are your own boss. So you really have full control for the content that you want to put out. I'm thinking of another pro. You get to meet a lot of great people. I've met some of the most wonderful, kind, beautiful souls that I've, met in my entire life. I also met some shitty people, but you do get to meet some really, really cool people. You get to make money. You get to be in control of your finances. And depending on how much you work and how much you want it, you can make a really, really good amount of money, which is great. So unfortunately, I feel like that's the end of the pros list for me. Some cons. So, some cons. Starting off with what I originally said, with pros, you have to have sex to make money. That can be a great thing for you if you are a really sexual person and you like to explore, especially if you're an exhibitionist and you enjoy to be watched and you enjoy to engage with people. I think that would be actually a pro. That would be a great thing for you. If you're not that kind of person, if you don't care to interact with people like that, it honestly will be a struggle, just as it has been for me. I personally am not horny all day long, every single day, and that's kind of what this job at times requires, especially if you're doing OnlyFans. So, con number one, you have to have sex to make money. Con number two, you have to deal with social media. You have to deal with the fans. You have to deal with the harassment, I would say borderline bullying, and you will have to deal with a lot of people constantly pushing and checking your boundaries. Con number 2 or 3, I'm not even sure at this point. You can't next con. Personally, and this is just in my experience, you can't really talk about your feelings. We have a huge culture online where everyone is, coming out, this is my story, and I've been silent for so long. I have been pretty open and honest my entire career about my feelings, and obviously I love and respect myself, so I'm fine with that. But I've had many people turn away from me, many companies pretend that I don't exist after making, however many hundreds of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands, I don't know, but, how many ever thousands of dollars off of me, and then pretending like I don't exist when I have gripes. Another con, and I think that this is not just an adult industry thing, but this is an industry thing, period. It is corporate, it's law, it's food, this is in every industry. There's a hierarchy, obviously, of who is shooting, who has more followers, and then it goes beyond just the stars to, okay, what companies have a higher reach, what conglomerates own what companies, da-da-da-da-da-da. So it just goes up and up and up. And so with this kind of hierarchical system that we have in place, obviously it's really, really easy to exploit people. In my experience, most people, and this is not everyone, the conversation around sex work and around the adult world has changed so much in the last 6 years, and I've seen it with my eyes. It's crazy. Obviously her and I are amazing now, but for example, my friends and family's opinions have changed so much. My mom, who I love very much, when I started doing this, understandably, she was not happy or okay with it. And we had to take time away from each other so that we could, learn how to work through this, do all this stuff. It's crazy seeing people like my mom or my grandma or all these people joke, oh, haha, well, I should get I've been thinking about, selling some feet pics or getting da 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 da. It's funny, but it's also very crazy because I have had to go through a lot of bullshit, and not with my family, but I've just had to go through had to go through a lot of shit for it to kind of be like a, oh, ha ha, fun, playful thing, and it's not really been fun or playful for me. If you do studio, to go off of the last con that I did not finish, though doing something like OnlyFans can give you a lot of freedom and control, you still will forever answer to somebody else. OnlyFans is not a user system that's just been created that everyone gets free, da 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 da. You will always have someone higher than you or have someone making money off of you. And that's honestly been one of my least favorite things. Doing studio work, you get paid a small, well, depending on the stars, you get paid a flat rate fee, and that's all you get. And then the companies get to sell your videos and continue to make money off of them for as long as they exist on the internet, essentially for the rest of time. So let's say I get paid $1,000, which is not my rate, but let's say I get paid $1,000 for a scene. I get $1,000 and that's it. With these companies, you don't make any ad revenue, you don't make, referrals, you don't make any money off of your image being used. You get the rate up front, and it kind of gives this illusion of, I'm making buku bucks. But truly, the companies are making thousands of dollars off of all of us continually. Like the company will pay $1,000 to the person, which sometimes honestly for me feels like hush money, because it's like, okay, here and now we get to use your face forever. How is it that I get paid $1,000 and then you get to continue to make money off of all the photos that are bought, all the scenes that are bought, all the DVDs that are bought, and I don't get any of that? So that's been a big struggle, is you always are gonna have someone to answer to. Even if you're in control of your stuff, even if you're doing your own OnlyFans, you're still gonna have to answer to your fans. And going back to what I just said, most people will not respect your boundaries. In my experience, a lot of people get into the adult world because they have low self-esteem and weak boundaries. That's obviously not the case for everyone. Again, the conversation around sex work has changed so much that there are a lot of people who get into it and are empowered by it, and I think that's wonderful. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I think that people should be empowered by it. But that personally has not entirely been my experience. Yeah, I guess I'll just move like fans and social media. The hardest part personally has been dealing with the online world in all of this. I started my career in 2019. I was making videos with my ex, and we kind of blew up. We blew up on Pornhub. I think we were honestly one of the first like trans channels to really do that. So that was cool. But I started online. I started posting my own stuff before I ever did studio work. Having to constantly talk to people online can be both a positive and a negative. I want to start and say that I have met wonderful, wonderful people who are so loving and supportive to me, who I still interact with to this day, who have been there from the beginning. I don't want to negate any of that. I have had very positive experience with fans. I've had wonderful people who get my sense of humor, who respect me, who just love me, and I love them. So that is not to erase those people or those experiences. However, the majority of people are just kind of there for a piece of the pie, you know? Something that I have always, always, and will never stop struggling with is I'm a very sensitive person, and not emotionally sensitive. I mean, I'm a very sensitive person in terms of where my energy goes. My battery drains, my social battery drains kind of quickly. I can be a social butterfly. I love to talk to people. I love to hang out. Of course, when I'm in the right mind body space. Having to talk to 100, 200, 300 people in one day is really, really exhausting. And there's another layer added when you have to pretend, because for me it's pretending, to be horny all day long to every single person to get across this character. I have never been like the super slut character that you kind of need to be in porn in order to like continue to work. I also truly don't like to be sexualized. I don't like to be involved in it. I really, if you find me attractive, that's great. I have no problems with that. But I don't like actively participating in people treating me like a sex doll, and I feel like that's been the majority of my experience. People don't listen to your boundaries, or when you say there's something wrong. For example, I just recently had a medical issue where I have not been able to film for the last like 2 months because, you know. And I posted, so sorry for my absence, currently going through a medical issue. They don't care. They don't care if you're hurt or if you can't work, because everyone feels in a certain way entitled to you. I feel like I am no longer a person on the internet, and I feel like I exist as a product. Everyone feels entitled to you, entitled to your body, entitled to your time, entitled to your energy, and that's like a huge issue for me. Is I don't feel like there's much respect. Like I said, there are wonderful, wonderful fans who I've had amazing experiences with, but the majority of people are kind of bullies, honestly. The amount of times, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times you say, I am not interested filming with this person, or interested filming in this fetish, or interested filming this kind of scene. It doesn't matter. If fans want it, they will harass you. And I don't mean harass in a like light metaphorical sense, like, oh, I'm being dramatic. I do quite literally mean they will harass you in order to get that. And, you know, it depends on you if you budge or not. I don't like that. I don't like that, and I don't like that in my experience talking about this and talking about how I don't like that. So many people come into my comments and say, well, you got into the adult world, you did this, so you knew what you were getting into, so you deserve it. I did not get into the adult industry so that I can please fans and do all this stuff. It was survival sex work for me. I was not able to get a job anywhere that I lived, and I was literally couch surfing, and I had no place to live, and I needed to make money. So I did not get into this so I could please people. I didn't get into this. Obviously, there's an aspect of it that it's like, if you're visually desirable, or, then you are kind of doing it to please people. I've literally just been trying to pay my bills this whole time. I've just been trying to pay my bills. So I did not get into this shit to make people happy or to be harassed endlessly. Like speaking of harassment, I broke up with my ex, and there's a video, I don't know if I'm putting it here. There's a video that I made about it, and it was a whole big thing. And when the news broke, the reaction that I got online made me want to quit the internet and never return. Like, the absolutely evil, vile things that people say. A lot of people also struggle with projecting, and I dealt with a lot of men who projected themselves onto my ex. And what I despise the most is people telling me what's going on in my life, as if they know, or the reasons for my breakup, or the reasons for all these different things. People telling me that, oh, well, you're a gold-digging cunt because you left the one person who loves you, and you will never find love because you're a greedy bitch. Which, again, and I won't, there's so many things in that relationship that I never talked about, and that I don't think I'll be able to ever talk about. But money was never a reason for why we broke up. If you want to say that money was on the list of things, I can guarantee you that money was the absolutely last thing on the list. Like, absolutely last. But having people tell me the reasons why we broke up, having people tell me that it's my fault, that I ruined everything, that I am a narcissist, that I am a gold digger, that I am all these things that I'm not, it really makes you rethink wanting to do all this. And I have had multiple moments where I feel like I've had to rethink, like, God, do I really want to keep doing this to myself? If things were different and I, had a normal job that paid well and was able to support me living, I would have never done sex work. I would have never done adult work, because I do feel at times that it has taken a piece of me. I do feel that it has taken a couple years off my life. And that might sound really dramatic to people, but it can be really heavy. It can get really, really heavy. I wish that I could, especially on my OnlyFans, I wish that I could establish a system. I wish that online, my social media, my OnlyFans could exist like a bar, okay? I'm the bartender and you're the patron. You come to the bar, you ask me, you tell me what kind of drink you want, and I'll make it for you. You give me a tip, and we're done. That's it. The bartender doesn't pull out her titties or, just twerk and shake hole in your face on the bar. The bartender just makes you the drink and gives it to you. And that's the end of the exchange. I wish it could be like that. I wish that I could just, okay, everyone, here's my new video, boom, it's done. And that's it. I wish that I didn't have to do all this pretending, because people will buy the videos. Majority of people will come on and expect everything for nothing. Never tip, never money, never nothing, and expect all of your time, all of your attention. It's astounding to me. Going off of what I said about boundaries and them being consistently crossed and checked, that is also my struggle that I have with the companies. I've been able to, work for many different companies. The amount of times that I have said to the producers, I don't want to do this, I'm not interested in this, and every single scene they still ask because they don't care about your feelings or your boundaries. Obviously, I have my one team that I work with all the time whom I love, and they know who they are, so I don't even have to say. But most of the producers don't actually care about your feelings. They just want to get the shot. And it doesn't matter if you're visibly uncomfortable on film, because in my opinion, most porn you could see is not real. Most adult you can see is acted. There's a lot of really, it's like, there's a lot of fake shit that you see. And I also never understood why that sells, because it's very clear that it's fake, and I don't know. I also have a problem. I feel like, again, speaking out about my feelings and my issues with the industry have gotten me nowhere, and have gotten me arguably in a worse place, because now there are people who will ignore my existence despite working with me for years. Because in all these industries, there needs to be a check and balance. And in a lot of these industries, these producers, and again, this goes beyond just the adult industry. This is corporate. This is the people who are pulling the strings in my industry, the producers, the on-set hands. Obviously, nobody's a perfect person. There's a lot of shady people. And it's a lot easier for companies to not work with someone like me, who will speak out about the bad things that they see on set. It's much easier to get rid of me than it is to get rid of the people who they work with, because then there's a possibility that they are liable. And if this happened to one star, or if this one person was disrespected or taken advantage of, it may or probably has happened to multiple other people. So we need to make sure that that's not heard. It's sneaky and it's snaky. And something else that I find quite snaky too is I have given multiple ideas. I have wrote full series and been told, not even told that, we can't do it, but just like, oh, well, yeah, it's great. And then I hear nothing from it, and 6 months goes by, and then, for example, I wrote a series in most of my scenes that I've gotten to write and direct, I don't actually really come up with an original concept. It's mostly me doing homages to scenes in movies or in television that I was always obsessed with. So I don't feel like my ideas are being stolen from me, because they're not really my ideas. And I also have chosen specifically not to give my original ideas to the companies, because they don't give a fuck. And this is how I know that they don't give a fuck. I really, really, really hardcore wanted to do Josie and the Pussycats as a series. And I wrote down in depth breakdown, detailed scene list, shot list, everything. Oh, that's great. And then it goes quiet, and I never hear anything about it. Okay, well, it's fine, move on. 3 months later, there is a scene that comes out with 3 girls who are in a band with leopard print ears. It's a lot of situations like that where I have basically written a script for them, for me, and they will take it and use it for themselves. Use it for somebody else. And quite frankly, make it much shittier and cheaper looking. Or not even having to deal with my ideas being stolen, but having ideas brought to you that are terrible. I have had some really horribly offensive scenes given to me. There is one scene in particular that I will never forget, and I've talked about multiple times, and I'll talk about it again because I don't give a fuck. But this was the most transphobic, terrible, whatever. This one scene that I was given, this company, I had to negotiate with them to pay me my full rate. And at this point, they still hadn't paid me my full rate, and that we negotiated to a price where it worked for both of us. I proceed to get the longest script that I have ever been handed in my entirety of my career, with the most lines and the most work to do. Just in terms of technical, not even getting to the script yet. Just in terms of technical work, it was a long script full of paragraphs of dialogue and paragraphs of stage directions where they would essentially tell me, oh, and Daisy is now going to improv saying this, 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 and this, and they would give a detailed list of pretty much a script. But the point is, they wanted a shit ton of work out of me. A shit ton of work out of me while still not paying my full rate. Now the script. I'm just gonna, without my opinions, I'm gonna tell you. A trans girl and her trans girlfriend show up to trans girl 1 and trans girl 2 are dating. They show up to trans girl 1's stepmother's will reading, and trans girl 1's stepbrother is there. The stepbrother proceeds to berate trans girl 1 and be homophobic. You're the reason why this family broke apart. You're a man, da da da, all this different stuff. I don't know if in the script it said you're a man, but it was very transphobic. He berates the trans girl 1, and then trans girl 1 explains, oh, well, this is why I left, and your mother is the reason why, because she wouldn't let me transition. And it was a very emotionally exhausting and triggering scene, because that is a real thing that happens in real people's lives. And I have had, not great experiences where there are people who will discount my transition or say that I'm not who I am or all this different stuff. So having to act that out, actually act out real trauma, and then the stepbrother apologizes to trans girl 1. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. And then trans girl 1 and trans girl 2 reward him with a threesome. The idea of someone being able to be horribly transphobic and bullying and harassing, and to then to have someone be extremely bigoted and then to reward them on camera with sex. Are you fucking stupid? Are you stupid? That is one of my main problems with the industry, is the images that they put into the world. We should not be rewarding people for being bigoted. That is not something that we should be teaching people. Oh, well, and this is what I heard back. It's like, oh, well, we're trying to show that people can change and that it's not right to be like that. Then don't show that. We don't need to see that. We don't need to see someone be horribly transphobic and then you suck their dick 30 seconds later when they say sorry. That's not okay. It's an industry-wide thing where the companies are old school and they have an old school mindset The companies are old school and have an old school mindset where they want to do all this old, cheesy, oftentimes offensive porn, and because that's what they put out, that's what the fans want. And so it's a feedback loop of so it's a feedback loop of the companies putting out cheesy, stupid fucking shit, and the fans only really having access to cheesy, stupid shit. And it's a feedback loop. The amount of absolutely transphobic scenes that I have had brought into me is astounding. Let's talk about like the racist imagery that we see in the adult world. I don't even know if I have the qualifications to speak on it, but like companies like Dog Fart and all this different shit where they do horribly racist depictions or blacked like giant dark-skinned black men with tiny little white girls. It's racist, and it's projecting a certain image. That I think is kind of disgusting, honestly. Same thing, like, how many times do, whatever. It's an industry-wide thing where reality is not being portrayed. And I personally feel that, you know, porn can be very educational. People always say, oh, well, porn not real, da, da, da. Yes, porn is not real. And so that is why it is an opportunity to be educational. So many people find themselves through their sexual interests. And a lot of people spend time doing that. A lot of people spend their personal time with themselves, looking at things. Why do we not show what it's really like to be with a trans woman, to be with a black woman, to be with, why don't we really show what that's like instead of this bubblegum, superficial, stereotypical thing that we've seen since 1974. I want realness. I don't want to see the stereotypical old school 80s cheesy bullshit. It's boring to watch. It's boring to listen to. It's boring. A lot of people have been commenting and saying, oh, Daisy, you should start your own company. You should become a director. You should do all these things. I don't want to fucking do that. I honestly don't want anything to do with the adult world once I'm done. This is obviously not a retirement video, but you'll be getting that when it comes. But I'm really tired, honestly. I'm really tired, and I just feel, honestly, like I have been kind of chewed up and spit out a couple different times. Yeah, I'm just tired, and I'm emotionally exhausted, and I feel like I've been chewed up and spit out, and just the majority of my experience has been being treated like I'm not a person, being treated like a commodity, like an object, like something for everyone to pass around. I can't do it anymore, you know? I love getting to like rant and come on here. I would honestly fully 100% commit to YouTube if I knew that it would be a lucrative thing for me. You know, I'd get a Patreon, I would have a full, not adult in any way, completely safe for work platform. And that's honestly my goal, what I would like to do by the end of this year. I'm done, You know, I'm really grateful to the people that have been wonderful to me. I have gotten to meet amazing, amazing people. I cannot do this forever. It's aging me. I have a lot of other talents that I have to show, and to be completely honest, I feel like I forgot my power for the longest time, for the last 6 years, for the last 7 years, 8 years, 10 years. I feel like I forgot who I was, and I'm like, oh, well, I need to find an avenue where I'll fit, but it's like, oh, no, I just need to make something happen. The power is within me. I am the power. And I feel now, finally, that I am starting to understand and realize what I'm capable of. But I just don't want to do this anymore. And I haven't wanted to do it for a long time. And I hope that when I decide to officially retire, I hope that I still have your support. I hope that I still have, your love. I hope people understand where I'm coming from. I'm in this whole thing. I really have not been trying to shit on anyone or, obviously I've spoken negatively, but I am not trying to come across as this, yeah, I don't want to come across as like ungrateful or annoying. I'm just tired, and I feel like I've gone through a lot of shit, and I'm ready to be done. Again, I love it, all y'all, and I appreciate you so much. I am so grateful that I started this YouTube channel, and I am truly grateful for all the people and all the love that I've gotten. I've had wonderful experiences. I've had many fun times on set. Not every single thing that I've done I've been miserable in, and I think that that's why people have ultimately gravitated towards me and towards the stuff that I do, because I'm very big on realness. I'm very big on reality, and so you can see in the videos and stuff that I've done that I'm actually enjoying myself and that I'm actually having a good time. You can also see that there's a few videos where I am not enjoying myself, and maybe you can't tell, actually, because I think I'm a good little actress, but yeah, no, I've had amazing experiences, but it's just not for me. It's not for me. I don't feel like it's really ever been for me, and I hope that I can, and you can with me, move to a different phase. And I'm ready to I'm ready for the next step. And I don't know what that is. I'm just saying it because I'm manifesting it here. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna get into Scream 7. I'm going to. Not I'm going to, like I already have. It's already happened, It's already happened, but it's already happened in the universe's timeline, but I fully believe that I'm gonna be in the new Scream movie. I love it. I love Scream. I don't care. There's a lot of things that I want to do. I grew up a theater kid. I grew up acting and dancing and singing, and I really have not gotten to show most of those talents. So I don't know what's coming next, but I know there's something good coming. I appreciate you for staying here and listening to all my gripes. I'm really excited for the future. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm really excited. I love y'all so much. Thank you for the love and the support and genuinely all the good energy. Y'all see, I really rarely come onto my YouTube channel. And I still get comments to this day. Oh my gosh, we love you, we miss you, da-da-da-da-da. And it just makes my heart warm to have so many wonderful people. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's coming next, but you better keep your eyes peeled. I love y'all. Thank you. And you know what? I'm gonna try and make it a point to come back on here soon. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you guys later.